Local 4 News starts now with a forewarned weather alert.
Afternoon storms leaving behind a big trail of damage. This video from Ann Arbor, where high winds brought down some large trees, and that in turn, of course, brought down power lines and poles in some cases.
The worst of this damaging storm system appears to have moved out of the area, but it has taken a really big toll. DTE says more than 110,000 of its customers are without power right now. Some of the largest pockets of outages are near Southfield, Northville, Inkster, and of course Ann Arbor.
Yeah. Kim Adams here to start things off here at 6 o'clock with what we see on Exact Track 4D now. Kim.
Well, right now things are winding down. In fact, we do not have any active warnings, and we are no longer under a severe thunderstorm watch that was canceled early. But we still have a couple of thunderstorms out there, not severe, but also some heavy rain just outside the airport in Romulus, Canton, Livonia, Inkster getting light to moderate rain. And there are a couple storms out to the west that we're just going to kind of babysit and keep an eye on over the next couple of hours. Even though we're not under the severe thunderstorm watch, doesn't mean one or two might pop severe, especially south of I-94. In fact, you can see there's a severe thunderstorm warning south of Kalamazoo, but we've lost a lot of our instability from those storms that came through earlier today. Here's some of the reported wind gusts, near 70-mile-per-hour gust at the airport, 66 in Grosse Pointe Shores, and a 64-mile-per-hour gust this afternoon in Ypsilanti, a little less than that in Plymouth, but still very strong. So there are widespread power outages. Here's some safety tips as that rain comes to an end and maybe kids or people want to venture outside. Just be careful, stay at least 30 feet away from down power lines. Even if they're not arcing and they don't seem like they're energized, assume that that power line is and call the power company immediately. Also, this is a common mistake. People think they'll use something to move the power line that's not conductive. Don't ever do that. Just stay away from it completely. But this is going to be a problem here as we have numerous reports of down power lines all over Metro Detroit.
All right, thank you, Kim. We do appreciate it. Other news tonight, delivery driver doing some serious damage in a Royal Oak neighborhood.
Driving right through fresh cement. Look at this. This is what was left behind. Sean Lay there with reaction from the neighbors and also the contractor whose job has been ruined. Sean.
We're talking about a professional driver. Yes, UPS drivers, they're everywhere. We rely on them. We need them to make their deliveries, and they do. But why would this driver do this? You've got barrels. You have tape that's up. You have workers right in here in the middle of the intersection lying a new street, putting it down, fresh concrete. They're saying, stop, stop, don't make that turn, stop your van. Look at this. He kept going. Let's follow this way. Look how deep he went into fresh cement, sinking that brown UPS truck, its packages, and boy, making those workers here mad.
I was here in the house and I heard a lot of yelling and screaming, and I went down there, and that's when I saw all the stuff, the road all tore up.
Who was doing the yelling and screaming?
Probably the construction crew.
Lois Marr heard the construction crew commotion down the block at Knowles and East 6 here in Royal Oak. You can see why. A deep, fresh layer of concrete, a brand new intersection here, torn up. A crew had just put the concrete down. They had road closed signs up, barrels and tape surrounding the work, when a UPS driver got around those barrels and got right into the cement.
They didn't want him to turn, so he went and turned anyway.
From what I understand, the UPS driver got between the barrels and he seen the concrete that is white, thought it was cured, and drove through it.
Fred Merrim's crew is in charge of this job, digging up the streets, putting in new water mains, and a contracted crew then laying down a fresh new street.
As he got further into the cement, the truck kind of sank down in there, and the guys were, I mean, this does happen every now and then. People don't pay attention. We got road closed signs, we have barrels. Yeah. They just think that they can get through, and it does happen.
It's also a safety concern, guys. Streets and intersections, they don't get more closed than this. It's closed. Signs everywhere, barrels, the whole works. You can't even go. There's ditches in here where they've got the rebar up, rebuilding this road. Why anyone would try to go through here is startling and bizarre. We're asking UPS what the deal is. It's a big company. We hope to hear back from them soon. We understand they're paying for the repairs here. That's putting this project back behind a lot. And look at this, guys. When you have workers in a area that is off, you cannot go in there. It's dangerous for them as well. So very bizarre why a professional driver, again, we rely on those guys to get the packages out, but why would you keep going through all of this? We're live in Royal Oak tonight. Sean Lake, Local 4.
Bizarre is right. All right, Sean.
Okay, so imagine waking up, heading to work to find a pallet of packages like this right in the middle of the street. No clue about where they came from or where they were supposed to go. That was the strange scene playing out on the 14,000 block of Graydale in Detroit's Brightmoor neighborhood. Police are looking into it. Megan Woods joining us live. And Megan, neighbors are saying this is random.
They're saying this is random, bizarre. The woman we spoke to says around 3 a.m. she woke up to a loud noise and she thought maybe a tree had fell. But when she didn't hear anything else, she went back to sleep. Then later she wakes up and she sees this pallet of packages. Take a look.
It's random. We've never seen this in 30 years.
This street in Brightmoor has seen their share of illegal dumping, but a pallet of packages left in the middle of the street, well, that's a first.
Some of the stuff that we just saw was like a book, some camping equipment, some stevia, some oil for a car, some mechanics gloves, and a pair of tennis shoes.
The boxes appear to be picked through, and a lot of the addresses aren't local.
Big Rapids, Fair State, there was one that said something Woodward on it.
Detroit police are looking into where it came from and if the pallet was stolen or fell off a truck. But one thing is for certain, there are several people who are going to have to wait a little longer to get their packages.
The people who ordered the merchandise, ordering off of their credit card and not getting their merchandise, now they have to go back, make phone calls to whoever they made that purchase with, and it's going to be a headache for some people.
Detroit police say they did reach out to U.S. Postal Police so they can take a closer look. Reporting live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Right, we appreciate it. Thank you, Megan.
We are just a few hours away from a key moment in the healing process after the Oxford High School shooting. Tomorrow morning, Ethan Crumbley, who pleaded guilty to the shooting, will appear in court for what is known as a Miller hearing to decide whether he gets a life sentence without parole. That hearing is stirring up difficult emotions, as you might expect, but as Pamela Osborne shows us, there is a group ready to help with that, too.
Tomorrow, a judge will decide if life without parole is appropriate for admitted high school shooter Ethan Crumbley. His fate isn't the only one hanging in the balance. Outside of the victims and their families, there is an entire community that continues to grieve and process this tragedy. The Oxford Resiliency Center wants everyone to know they're here to help.
A lot of one-on-one therapy, support groups. We do mindfulness, we do fun activities for the community like cookie decorating. We have the Oakland County Sheriff's dogs come in for Therapy Dog Thursday. So it's really a wide variety of services to support the community wherever they're at.
We spoke with Director Jamie Ayers of Common Ground. She says thousands of people have come to the center since the shooting at Oxford High, nearly 1,000 of them sitting down for one-on-one therapy. She expects the upcoming Miller hearing could be an activating event for those still processing what happened.
It might bring emotions of anger. It could bring emotions of they don't want to, go back and have to rethink about this, or they could be nervous about what they're going to hear or see. And so we're here to provide whatever support they need in that moment, whatever they're experiencing.
Their doors are open and they've added additional support staff for this Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday from the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There will be therapy dogs, breakfast and lunch, opportunities to talk at no cost to anyone who drops in.
Our long-term goal is to be here for as long as we're needed and provide the services that are most requested in the community, because we know that there isn't a linear course to healing.
Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
As expected, the Federal Reserve today raised its interest rate another quarter point to a 22-year high of 5.5%. That which means your interest rates for things like cars and trucks are likely to tick upward as well. Business editor Rob Maloney live in Southfield tonight for us with a closer look at what that's really doing to those car buyers out there and sellers. Rod, good evening.
Well, good evening, Karen. This is one of those things that car dealers usually, when they hear interest rates going up, they get really panicky. They worry that they're going to be tumbleweeds and not customers in their parking lots. But strangely enough, we're in one of those odd times where that is not happening. People are still coming in. They're still buying. And it's driving up the cost of pretty much everything. And it's a situation that may not abate even with this interest rate hike. Recent retiree James Ellison took the keys to his new to him 2018 Ford Edge in Troy today, and interest rates aren't a problem for him. He paid cash.
Because I didn't want to pay a high interest rate, and that it probably saved me $3,500 at least.
And who can blame his desire to avoid interest payments? Kelly's Blue Book tells us the average new car price is more than $48,000, and an average used car runs more than $26,000. And what's more, the average vehicle payment so far in 2023 across America is an eye-popping $733, and a sizable portion of that, of course, is interest. Auto analysis company Edmunds.com tells us over the past year, new car loans are up 2 full percentage points in interest since this time last year at 7.2%, and the average used vehicle loan is up nearly 3% from this time last year to 11%. Both are likely headed higher in the days ahead. Edmunds Executive Director of Insights Jessica Caldwell tells Local 4,
we have seen interest rates be this high in periods in the past. However, prices have never been this high. So we're seeing a record in prices, which is causing just the total output of what people are paying to be really high. So I think that probably is the unique case here.
And I've been very fortunate to have zero balance on everything right now. And I want to keep it that way.
Who could blame him for that either? Now, here's the thing. This is forcing everybody into a really shopper mentality, okay? You want to build up as big a down payment as you can, right? Then you also want to do the shopping. Find the right vehicle, get the best price you can, and then shop for a deal in particular as it pertains to the interest rate. General Motors right now with a Chevy Traverse. 1.9% financing, because why? Because they have a good supply of them and they can sell them at that. So look for those kinds of deals, and that's the way to help yourself in this environment. Reporting live in Southfield, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Appreciate that advice. Thanks, Rod.
Massive. All right, still ahead, a person tests positive for swine flu after working at a big public event. We'll have what you need to know if you were there too.
And the celebrations marking 1 year to the Summer Olympics are underway in Paris. We are going to catch up with some Metro Detroiters there, taking it all in.